of the first night. It's in the dark with Renee. Now we ended the last one because I wanted to talk about the dreams. Now, I had it so nice before I left. Um, so the new presentation talks a lot about dreams. And so I definitely wanted to take a look at those. I have always been a dreamer. We all dream. We dream every single night. We just don't remember it. Firstly, because we don't make the intention to remember it. Secondly, because our world has made it so that we don't understand how important our dreams are. So therefore, we don't take the effort that's needed. And it's only needed, again, because we don't know how important they are. Over the years, I have learned off and on how important dreams are. I have journals of my dreams. Now that I realize that dreams are real, oh my gosh, I definitely have to focus more on them. It's kind of interesting because I've always had quite interesting dreams. And now they're not dreams, they're adventures. I've had some pretty interesting adventures. I lost my layer. Um, so I was encouraged again to explore them off and on over time. I'll just use the match. But it's kind of interesting because everyone knows how dreams feel so real when you're in them because they are real. Isn't that awesome? But okay, so here's the thing. I mentioned earlier about being controlled and manipulated. Even our dreams are controlled and manipulated. Isn't that wild? Deep-seated, huh? Go that deep to make a change in someone's reality, to even go in their dreams, into their most amazing adventures. So yeah, so there's a lot of dreams I remember from when I was younger. And I'm about to cut the light on now. I just find it interesting that that it's also intense, Now we're going from the dark to me trying to light my cigarette. This is because they don't want us to know how important our dreams are. No, it's just because I keep losing things. That's not that unusual. I'm going to find it because part of Whispers with Renee is Renee enjoying her smoke, even if she has to get out a second thing of matches and a cigarette. One of the fun things I've been having nightly adventures with is having a nice little smoke. I don't smoke that much, really, but it's kind of fun when you're talking. So we're just going to go and start over here with that. And figure out the other part when I can see what's going on down here. That's probably where the lighter went. Anyway, we'll finish that part later on. So yes, the dreams. The dreams are real. They're very real. And as I said, we know they're real when they're happening. So the dreams are part of our life, of our original life before the adventure. And so when we're asleep, we are able to match up with that reality. And they talk about this a lot in the Nupresentation. And the whole point was that it's odd that I didn't find them based around dreams, because I'm, kind of a dream person. I had got away from it because um, the interpretations that I was getting, they're very general, and they're not fun. It's just like, oh, let's look up what this means. It's the same all the time for different people. Boring, right? Okay. Maybe this aspect of the show is over. I was having fun. This is live. Okay. Anyway, so I always thought that it was fun that a lot of my dreams involved celebrities. Okay. And so, wow. Now, people might think, oh man, she's just got a big head because she met some celebrities, and now she thinks she's something. I always thought I was something. Because I am. Everybody's something. Right? Sorry. So, yeah, what's interesting is how I can lose things so fast. That's really odd. So one that I remember that was kind of weird from when I was younger, right? I dreamed that our house didn't have a roof on the top. And that because of this, there was a dinosaur looking in at us. And I was like trying to hide in the corners of the house from the dinosaur who was just looking in. Now, that's interesting, is also kind of scary, because when you think of the controllers, the reptilians, what's a dinosaur? Isn't it like a reptilian of some sort? I mean, they say it's not, but it kind of really is. And isn't that funny? I mean, it's funny because you think, oh, it's a kid and it's kind of goofy, kind of a goofy dream. But if you think of it that in the way of seriousness of, people controlling other people, it's not so funny. It's kind of like, was this a real thing? Did it have a real meaning to it? My dad was in the military, and they say that people in the military, their families, sometimes they can be, they can be watched or manipulated in some way. And I really never thought about that till right now. I have thought about the military part, but I never really connected it with my dream with the dinosaur so much. I mean, because that's the only part I remember. I don't remember any great detail about the dream. I just always thought that was odd for some reason, that I would have that. Anyway, there are some with actual reptiles in them that we probably won't have discussed that so much this time of the night. I just find it weird that I could totally and completely lose something like that sitting in. Wait a minute, I just got out of the car. Hold on. Maybe it's on the ground. Oh, I found it. Sitting on it. Anyway, don't you love live theater? That's what we like about live theater. Let's see if we can get the light back off. Anyway, disturbing that I could lose something so completely. So, the dreams. Yeah, so they're real. Okay, let's just say it again. They're real. The good ones, the bad ones, the ones in between. Now, the Nupresentation talks a lot about tap lining. That is where the controllers are tapping you to the astral world. Okay, the astral world is one of our 5 bodies. We have 5 bodies. We actually created our bodies before we came here, for our own purposes, for use. We have the physical body, which is obviously physical. The astral body is the one above the physical world that connects to our dream world, but also there's another world above that that's a dream world or version of it. But anything, the astral world can be tap lined and controlled from remote locations. Okay. So, probably any ones that you're having that are really, really bad, that's basically a tap line from the controllers. And I'm not saying it's personal so much, based on who you are, maybe, or maybe not. It's just, when I think of it as a way that they're just trying to keep us from wanting to dream, wanting us to stay in the state of a dream that is going to be far more unrestrictive and fun, as opposed to the world that we have so much struggle. Okay. So the tap lining would be a way to make you not want to dream, basically, and give you all kinds of issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, any kind of issue. But so yeah, so they're real. Now you know. Now, in order to get to the better dreams and have more interactions and fun, that's when you sing the new you and get to working on getting the heck out of the simulator. Okay, so when we die, we're caught in a loop, a trap. It's called a reincarnation trap. That's just one thing they use as a name for it. And what it is like when your essence leaves your physicality, when it leaves this vessel and is taking off to go and do other things, that's the plan. But it gets normally caught in the trap to come back because we're not aware that we can do anything different. Most people think when they die they go to heaven or hell or wherever your religion wants you to go. But in reality, they're all going to the same place. It's an illusionary world. Or they say, hey, don't you want to try that ride again? Don't you want to go back and redo what you did? You wanna make that better. Don't you want to go back in and have some more fun? See your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins again? Because they'll be there, but they may be different people. I don't know if they even tell you that much. But no, just say no. And it'll be hard to say no. But, we wouldn't even get to that. We want to do the new you. If you're singing the new you, then you're going to meet up with some guides that will show you how to get out of the trap and get back to the game of living a real life. To the real life that's not a game, actually. You want to go back to where you came from and do something else. I mean, so many options. You can go to different planets, you can do different things. But if you're in the trap, like most of us who don't know about this are, you'll just end up coming back here to a world that's dying and poisoned, and they're not wanting to make it any better because it's how they survive, is on negative energy. I know. So your dreams can be better. Your incarnation or your lack of carnation can be better if you just learn a way to connect up with the reality of life. It's so simple. New you, you, you. New you, you, you. New you, you, you. Sing it before you go to bed. It's not going to hurt you. Just sounds. But the sounds show life that you're willing to try to get back home where we came from. And you're wanting this help, and you're desiring more of your incarnation than just to be another cog in the wheel of monstrosities that's been created now here as things deteriorate. It's just an indication. Hey, do you hear that? They want us to help them get back home. Let's do that. It might take them a little while to know you're serious, but if you're singing New You, they do have an idea. So yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I don't know. I've had so many interesting dreams. I just like to share a couple of them. I don't want to stay on too long. But I remember when I had, and then this was before New You. And so, of course, I gave it my own interpretation. But I dreamed, this is so funny. I dreamed that for some reason, I was meeting up with Halle Berry and Gabriel, who was her boyfriend at the time. And they had been watching my child. It's like a 4-year-old kid. And we met up, and I got the child back and, thanked him or whatever. And then I woke up and I'm like, what in the world? What a weird dream. But my initial interpretation of it was that, and I didn't know this till like the next day, that they had just broken up and they'd been together about the same time as the baby was born. Like they had been together like 4 years when they broke up, and the child was about that age. And I thought, that's the only connection I could make, and it really didn't make a lot of sense. They're keeping my baby, but they're breaking up, so they're giving me the baby. Isn't that wild? I didn't know what to do with that dream. It was just like, what? They're breaking up. What's the baby have to do with it? So I don't know why I was involved or why they had my kid, but that was kind of an interesting one. And then I dreamed a few of them where my son and I were on this really big highway, like this massive empty highway. And we were driving around, but we were like not in an actual car. We were like driving around in invisible cars or something. And I was trying to teach him how to drive, and he's just not wanting to act right. He was just being silly, but it was just us on this really massive road. And so I had that dream a couple of times. I'm not sure what that means. He doesn't want to drive, I don't think. But that was interesting. And then I dreamed a lot about Jensen Ackles, who's my favorite actor right now. And I met him a few times at the convention. So I think my first dream about him was before I actually met him. And then after I met him, I dreamed about him quite a bit. But the interesting thing about that is I have this really kind of weird connection with Jensen. Like, I always kind of felt like we already knew each other. When you're in the realms, as essence or whatever, you actually, when you come to Earth, you come back with, groups of people that you like will have interactions with during your life. Like, you'll eventually meet them or see them or you acknowledge them at some point in your life. And he's definitely one of them. I don't know who he was before. But in the dreams, we're like always kicking it, like hanging out and very kind of, either we're friendly or we're kind of like frenemy. Like, he'll say something kind of rude, but it's like, it's okay because I know he's just this way with me. And then, so I think it kind of carried over at least one time in real life when I had met him. He's just very kind of like, made this weird remark and I'm just like rolling my eyes. It's kind of like from the dream. Like it's kind of like we have this weird familiarity with each other. So that's interesting. And then Jared's usually there most of the time hanging out with us. And I recently dreamed, like in the last couple of weeks, about his wife. And she was somewhere with me. And we met up with this guy I used to date. And I think she was telling me how he still liked me, which is interesting because he had friended me on Facebook recently. And So that was interesting. I mean, I see them as people, just people, but it's just kind of fun because people would know the name. It's more like, So tell me your dreams. I've also dreamed about, um, I don't say Mark Ruffalo for some reason. I don't remember that one at all though. But I used to write them down, and I'm going to start writing them down more now with the new you sound. But the whole point of that again is to get the information and the awareness to be of the simulator and back to your real life. Why would you want to be here if you don't have to be, in this condition? And you think, well, my family is here. Well, tell your family how to get out. None of you have to be here again. You're here to learn, to wake up, to get out of here. That's why you're here now. I don't know how it started out, why you were here. Maybe we were supposed to learn to use our vessels and have some kicks and giggles, and now it's all drama all the time. 24/7, every channel is drama, drama, drama. But, is it really what we want? Is it really fun anymore? I've been the curious sort, as I said. I've done a lot of research on different things I've seen online, and I kept running into the fact that we were in a game. And it would be like something someone was really passionate about. But when I'd look it up, it'd be a game. Like it would always, 98% of the time, it'd be an Assassin's Creed or just one other game that kept coming up, but mostly Assassin's Creed. And I thought, what is going on? Everyone cannot be, that deluded that they don't know what they're talking about is in a game. Do they, I need to find these people and tell them, did you know that was in a game? But it's because we're in a game. We're in a simulator. It's a simulation of real life it's not real, it's not comforting, it's not relaxing, it's not wholesome. It's a fake. It's a fake of our real life. That is not fake. Our real life is good and it's unrestricted and we can fly and do these amazing things like the Marvel comic guys do, it's different. So guys, if you want to, respond to this, I'll be looking forward to seeing your comments, and I hope you're enjoying the Whispers with Renee. And next time I will try to print out some topics besides my favorites so that we can look at something else. But I hope you have enjoyed this. And good night.